Banger after banger.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. Back at you with your WrestleMania Night 1 review. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post, MySpace, AOL Instant Messenger, wherever you want to find me. Hit me up there, I'll be there, you'll be there, we'll have a great time. So, speaking of great times, WrestleMania Night 1 is in the books. Also, before I get into this WrestleMania review, shout out to NXT, Stand and Deliver. It was an awesome show. I finally got a chance to catch up on everything. Big ups to the new NXT Women's Champion, Indy Hartwell. Also, huge big up to the new NXT Champion, Carmelo Hayes. Overall great show. NXT TakeOver, I mean, not even TakeOver, but Stand and Deliver was an overall great show. The Fatal 5-0 was awesome. The unsanctioned match between Grayson Waller and Johnny Gargano was awesome too. Definitely check it out. Definitely would recommend checking that show out. So, Night 1 of WrestleMania is in the books. And this was an overall fun show. When I posted the match cards for each night, a lot of people were saying that match 2 or night 2 was looking a lot better than night 1. I didn't really say anything. In my mind I was thinking it all looks good to me. But if night 2 is anything like night 1, this is probably going to be one of the best WrestleManias of all time. First things first, let me say that the WrestleMania stage looks awesome. One of the best WrestleMania stages I've ever seen. Out of all 39 stages, this is probably the best WrestleMania stage that they have. We're just going to go and get into the matches because I got to edit this, post it, and I got to get some sleep before I go to work tomorrow, or today or whatever. Anyway. So we're going to kick off with Austin Theory taking on John Cena. Austin Theory, surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly because I predicted that he would win, but it is a surprise because Austin Theory got probably the biggest win of his young career so far. John Cena came out with the Make-A-Wish kids, and Austin Theory beat this man in front of the Make-A-Wish kids. Austin Theory reverting to some Mike Tyson type tactics, biting John Cena's ear. I think he bit John Cena's arm at one point. But yeah, man, Austin Theory got the win over John Cena, and man, I hate to say it, but our heroes are getting old, y'all. Rey Mysterio's in the Hall of Fame, and just talking about retirement, John Cena has a bald spot. I mean, the ruthless aggression era is coming to an end with those guys. We already see pretty much the end of the Attitude Era, and now the ruthless aggression era look like it's coming to an end with those guys as well. But I don't want to get too much into that. What I do want to talk about is this Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Showcase match. Now, initially, I was just going to write this match off. I wasn't really going to pay attention to it. But this was probably one of the most fun matches on the card. Like, all 4 of these teams really delivered, especially Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman doing things like coming off the top rope, channeling Ricochet. He's been hanging out with Ricochet for far too long. Now you got this man coming off the top rope. You got the Viking Raiders coming off the top rope. Damn, Chad Gable hitting suplexes on Braun Strowman. This was an overall fun match. It ended with the Street Profits getting the win. Call back to their the match on SmackDown where it looked like Montez Ford was going to get the win, but Ricochet hit the shooting star press instead. Kind of reverse this match. It had Ricochet hitting the shooting star press, and then Montez Ford coming out of nowhere with the frog splash, getting the win for the Street Profits. Overall fun match. Yeah, pretty enjoyable. Really good time. Speaking of a really good time, a match I've been looking forward to since Logan Paul wrestled Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia. You had Logan Paul taking on Seth Rollins. Logan Paul being accompanied to the ring by a giant bottle of Prime. And I gotta say, I've tried pretty much all the flavors of Prime except for the blue one. I gotta say, it's pretty good. The lime one and the orange one are 2 of my favorites. But I digress. Logan Paul came out to the ring with a giant bottle of Prime. He even had the Shawn Michaels zipline entrance, which is pretty cool. Seth Rollins came out with a choir director. Shout outs to Public Enemies podcast and long term storytelling there. And this was a really good match as well. This was a really good match as well. No surprises there. These two men are super athletic, especially Logan Paul. You can have whatever feelings you have about Logan Paul, which is totally justified because this dude's in real life is kind of a dick. But as far as him being an entertainer, as far as him being a WWE superstar, as far as him being a wrestler, he's pretty good for having only a handful of matches under his belt. Like, you can literally count the number of matches he's had on one hand. That's crazy. And the crazy part is he's taken to this sports entertainment thing so well, man. Logan Paul is really good. But he was not good enough to beat Seth freaking Rollins. Now, I keep mentioning the big bottle of Prime, right? And we were all wondering who's in the bottle, because they keep showing this big bottle of Prime energy drink, right? And it turns out to be freaking KSI, YouTuber KSI. I'm not all too familiar with KSI. I do know he's a YouTuber. He's friends with Logan Paul. He's friends with the Paul brothers. He's kind of in the same league as them, so shout out to KSI. And there was a one point where it looked like KSI and Logan Paul were going to double team Seth Rollins and put Seth Rollins to the table. And what ended up happening was Seth Rollins' move put KSI in the way. Logan Paul accidentally frog splash KSI through the Spanish announce table, messed him up. I think he's being taken to a local medical facility. Prayers up for the big bottle of Prime energy drink, aka KSI. Overall a pretty fun match, man. Pretty entertaining. Really good watch. Now, although this next match, I mean, it was good for my visuals, it was good for my eyes. I'm talking about Trish Stratus, because Trish Stratus still looks good. After all these years, she still looks good. She had a modified version of her WrestleMania 21 outfit, and she still looks good. Oh my god. This 6-woman tag match between Damage Control and Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish, it was alright. It was okay. It was fun. My only thing is Damage Control lost. And they continue to lose over and over and over again. I'm like, at this point, what is really the point of Damage Control? Because they don't win anything, really. Like, they were former tag team champions with Io Sky and Dakota Kai, 2-time women's tag team champions. But other than that, they don't really do anything. They continue to lose, man, when it matters the most. So I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling Damage Control. I like Damage Control as a group. I like them as an idea, but their booking sucks. You know what I mean? I was rooting for them to get the win, but they did not. Team Trish, Lita, and Becky Lynch got the win. It was a fun match. I just didn't like the outcome. So I'm gonna move on to something else. Father and son. A father beating his son in front of millions of people, thousands and thousands of people in SoFi Stadium. An ass whooping sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about Rey Mysterio taking on his son Dominik. Now, Dominik Mysterio's interest was actually pretty good. Playing off the whole prison Dom thing, he came out with a police escort, came out in the back of a paddy wagon, and he was rocking a Rey Mysterio type mask. It looked like the mask Rey Mysterio had on for his match with Eddie Guerrero and Halloween Havoc. So that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see him in his father's mask. And then he had Rey Mysterio come out in the lowrider, being accompanied to the ring by Snoop, who was also like guest hosting with The Miz for WrestleMania. We'll get into a little bit of that later. But yeah, man, Rey Mysterio finally put hands on his boy. He actually beat him with a belt at one point. That was pretty funny. Also during this match, you had Bad Bunny doing commentary on the Spanish announce team, and this is playing back to what I said in my predictions. I'm pretty sure this is what's gonna happen. Rey Mysterio got the win because of Dominik Mysterio channeling his uncle Eddie. He was gonna cheat. Like, it looked like he was gonna take the turnbuckle off and do some shenanigans like that. But this was all a ruse, so he can get the steel chain wrapped around his fist, so he can knock out his dad. But Bad Bunny actually interfered and saved Rey Mysterio. And there was even one point during this match where once again, Dominik told his mom to shut up, and I kind of like, I was like, I couldn't relate because there's no way I would tell my mom to ever shut up. Not in my African American household. Never, ever, ever. He even threw a drink in his sister's face. Shout out to MJF. But back to this whole Bad Bunny thing, man. This is leading back to my predictions where I said that this is most likely leading to a 6-man tag team match at Backlash in Puerto Rico. You have the team of Judgment Day, Dominik, Damian Priest, and Finn taking on the team of Ray, Santos Escobar, who came out with Ray because because Judgment Day came out to run interference for Dominik, so Legado del Fantasma came out to support Ray. So it's gonna be Ray, Santos Escobar, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Bad Bunny in a 6-man tag rematch in Puerto Rico, man. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it, man. Y'all pay attention, man. I know what I'll be talking about. All right, so next up we had what very well could have been the main event. This was a really good match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, and these women put their ankles in this match. This was a really good match. It was really hard hitting, really physical. A lot of close calls, a lot of close pinfalls, a lot of close kickouts. Some hard-hitting German suplexes. There was one point where Charlotte Flair was like she landed on her neck, and I'm like, oh my god, this girl has to be injured. But that wasn't the case. These women, they put it all out there. They made a pretty strong case for why they could have been the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania, man. The main event that actually was the main event deserved it, but if this would have been the main event, I wouldn't even be mad. Honestly, man, I really wouldn't be mad. We have a new SmackDown Women's Champion in Rhea Ripley. She finally defeated Charlotte Flair. She finally got her retribution. Finally got her payback, you know what I'm saying? So that was a pretty good match. Pretty good moment for Rhea Ripley. So earlier I spoke about The Miz and Snoop Dogg, and you know how Snoop and Miz were kind of like the hosts and guest hosts. So there was one point where they announced the attendance. It was like a lot of people. I can't even think of the number, but Snoop was like, you know what would make this moment even better, Miz? If you had a match. And I'm thinking, is Bobby Lashley about to come out? I was wrong. But to my surprise, and to the surprise of Michael Cole, it was Pat McAfee. So The Miz and Pat McAfee ended up having an impromptu match. They kept saying that Pat McAfee is undefeated, and this kind of is true. I don't know if they're not counting the whole match he had against Vince McMahon, because if you remember last year, he had a match against Pat McAfee had a match against Austin Theory, and he won, and then wrestled Vince McMahon and then lost. So I don't know if this is that WWE revisionist history, but Pat McAfee defeated The Miz and his tiny balls. So that was a pretty entertaining match, a pretty good way to calm down the crowd for the main event, which was between the Bloodlines on the Usos, being accompanied to the ring by Lil Uzi Vert. He performed "I Wanna Rock" for the Usos. The Usos came down. And then you had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out. And this, I know this word's being thrown out around a lot. These two words, generational and cinema. More heavy on the cinema, because they did a good job of wrapping up this portion of the Bloodline story between the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Overall, great match, hard hitting, everything you would have expected from these two teams. Brother versus, I guess we're kind of Canadian brothers in Christ. I don't know how you want to label it, but Sami Zayn hit, I think, 2 or 3 haluva kicks on Jey Uso, got the win. 1, 2, 3, your winners and new undisputed tag team champions, Kevin Owens and Sami damn Zayn. Overall, great match. And they kept talking about it on commentary, like, how is this gonna affect Roman Reigns? Is this the downfall of the Bloodline? It's looking that way. You had Solo Sikoa take his first loss on this past Monday on Raw. You have the Usos lose the tag team titles tonight. WrestleMania Night 2, we could see the end of Roman Reigns' historical run, man. So who knows? Who knows how this whole story with the Bloodline is gonna end? Most likely it's gonna end with Cody Rhodes winning. You know, but whew, overall good show. WrestleMania Night 1. This is a good show. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure WrestleMania Night 2 will be able to live up to the hype, be as good as WrestleMania Night 1. If it is, probably going to go down as probably one of the best WrestleManias of all time. Whew. But with that being said, man, what did you think? What did you guys think of night 1 of WrestleMania? What did you guys think of NXT Stand and Deliver? Thoughts on Ring of Honor? Thoughts on the Hall of Fame? Let me know all those things in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care, bees. I'm out. Peace. See you for night 2.